if Rajiv is telling that that boy is really doing good and trying to do something and he is honest, there is no objectively defined metrics to say how much honest you are, but still many a time industry works on that, right? So this is my again understanding. I don't have any that defined rules and regulation. If you are fitting to that metrics, then only I'm looking at you. But this is my basic understanding on that.
Yeah, just one more question from my side.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are basically an academician. However, we are also very much fascinated to create a conducive ecosystem of this startup in our state. While the overall success rate as of today, even in Manipur or even in the case of India as a whole, is a hardly 10%. It's not more than that. So that's why, in spite of that the impact of such successful units is really enormous in terms of economic and employment generation. So, keeping this in mind, at least we need to encourage. But the kind of education system we are having as of now, we are not giving that much of attention. Only recent past, the last less than 10 years, we are just taking it up some sort of entrepreneurship and startup and all. So that's why we are to put so much efforts in the applied research, and that research finding can be make use of some sort of entrepreneurial venture or a startup. So that what the smaller countries like Korea or even Taiwan is doing, let's forget about China for the time being. So that's why we are to align with industry, academia, good linkages. And at the same time, we also would like to know from you how you are just encouraging, besides the funding part. You have a startup venture funds, that's one part, but at the same time, we are also just getting the information about Unity scheme, where 50% of the capital subsidy can be provided.
Yes.
And if it is for the Zone B, then you can just enjoy 5% interest reimbursement of the person. Yes.
Yeah.
So this way, can it be a separate entity or can it be clubbed with your venture fund?
The Unnati scheme for that, I'll be requesting my counterpart to have a separate kind of session.
Okay.
So that can be more broad based. Definitely, as I was telling about startup and entrepreneur are kind of the same pie metrics or something like that.
What
Little
more
bit of differences.
yeah.
Differences, but definitely there will be a dedicated session on Unnati scheme, where mostly we are more inclined on capex investment, right? Capex investment. So maybe many of the startups might be get benefit out of that, and NEDFi is the subsidy disbursing agency for that.
Right.
So definitely we have a better role to play here. Now at the same time, there might be a confusion in that many a time when we are having a business model, you might be telling that I need some loan amount from NEDFi. At the same time, I'm going to take some money from Manipur Startup Venture Fund. But as per the last year regulation given by RBI does not give much directive to SEBI. But for the first time, RBI came up with a notification telling that if any financial institution is having exposure in debt, as well as they are also part of venture capital, one part has to be liquidated, means in a way that either that they can be paying back, and then you have to choose one. So this is the new notification coming, because that might lead to evergreening of a business. Because you are giving them debt, they may not pay you. That might be a huge amount of loan you are concentrated into an entirety, but they are not paying back to you. They might be converted into NPA status, but at the same time you are providing equity through AIF route, which may save that, but that is not a healthy practice. I don't know. That might be the implication of that. So because of which, definitely, we believe as a NEDFi that we understand the basic DNA of the entrepreneurial journey here. Because since 1995, we are almost co-creating the ecosystem. Definitely, it's not like that we are the only player here, but yes, definitely, we are definitely trying to be a platform
That's
where
the thing we
entrepreneurs
have to
can
say.
come
We have to
and
say.
give an unbiased, feedback. And we are also not that big organization like our any nationalized bank, but whatever limited resources we are having, with that we feel that we can really trying to reach out to the every part of this geography and trying to help the entrepreneurs. At least many a times we may not be able to give the required amount of fund, but at least we are trying to guiding the entrepreneurs so that they can choose the right direction.
One last point which I just would like to get clarification or